There we go.
Hey everyone, thanks for being here. Chelsea, thank you for being here. And we hope that if you are not able to make it to this live meeting, that you watch the replay. And just to remind you guys that, we are so excited to be working with you and excited to get your feedback for this program. So I sent out an email last week with a survey, and we have about 16 people going through the program, and I should get 16 responses because everybody here got a discount. So we want to make sure that, we're getting that feedback that we're asking for. And to encourage you also to up your game. If you guys are feeling like you're losing motivation or not checking in with the group, to recommit. So I'm going to ask that of you guys right now. And then, Curtly, do you want to start with what we're going to go over for this meeting, this little call? Oh, I can't hear you. Am I the only one who can't hear you?
There we go. Sorry. I put myself on mute because the dogs are wrestling in the background. So if they get loud, just tell me and I'll go into a different room. Okay, so I was talking to a gal and she said, Curtly, you're going to hate me, but I'm eating more than 25 grams a day. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm going to hate you. She's like, I'm totally feeling. But then she went on to explain that is a lot less than what she normally eats. And so I just reminded her, like, this is not a follow the rule program, because oftentimes that restriction just makes you feel like you're a failure and then you give up. So we want to encourage you guys to follow your lead. And just watch for your own successes, and everyone's success looks differently. And so I told her girlfriend, because she said, I have way more energy. I think she even said her skin was better. I forgot, but she has a lot more energy and she does not feel bloated, which is huge for her. And that she's actually stopping before she's full. Like, she stops when she's satisfied, and that's huge. And she also said that there was 2 brownies in front of her and she ate one. Normally she just eats all the sugar in front of her, but she left that brownie and told her husband, I'm not in the mood for it, or I'm full now. And she walked away, and she said, Curly, that was amazing for me. That is unheard of. And so I'm like, what do you mean you think you're failing? These are exactly the results we're looking for, is that freedom. Because she said, I feel so much more free now. And I told her, even if you eat more than 25 grams every single day the rest of your life, you're still doing awesome, because you are feeling the results of eating less sugar, And then once you give yourself that freedom and really listen to your cues and just think, okay, am I actually hungry? Am I full now? Then you're going to slowly watch yourself get healthier and healthier and healthier without putting all these rules and restrictions. And she's like, she told me she needed to download Fitbit or get Fitbit to track everything more carefully. It's like, don't you're not that type of person, it sounds like, that enjoys tracking meticulously. So just don't do it. Work with how you work, and watch yourself improve like that. And so I just wanted to let you guys know, watch yourself, how you work with it, not against it. Look for your non-scale victories, the things that you're looking for, why you started this program. A lot of people started it because they want that freedom. They want to be able to walk away to the last 2 pieces of a dessert without consuming their mind afterwards, but them just going I don't care, And so that's awesome. And I told her, even for the second month, don't most people will eat less sugar, less the second month, but maybe you're happy exactly where you found you are, and that you have it here and there, you're not tracking it, but you don't feel controlled, then that's where you are, And so no need to keep getting more and more strict on yourself. We are just trying to help you find yourself and be more intuitive about it. So any comments about that, or anyone want to share anything? Okay. And then the last thing is urges. And so I'm working with a guy who just has intense urges and cravings. For him, it's fast food. It's not sugar. And so he listened to a cool podcast I recommended from Elizabeth Benton. It's Primal Potential. And it teaches you, when you have that urge, don't be afraid of it. Don't make a big deal of it. Just notice it. Just go, I have that urge. And then just keep going. And so once you just identify that's an urge and just let it go, then it's really cool to see what happens afterwards. And so that's when you want to just pick a distraction to do something else for the next while, because the thing is, for most people, an urge lasts for about anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. And so I told him that it says your urge will go away if you go eat fast foods, and your urge will go away if you don't eat fast foods. And so what would you rather do to make it go away? And he's like, oh yeah, I don't want to eat fast foods because it makes me feel horrible. And so I just said, just knowing that you just have to wait for a little bit, you can choose that. And so some people will put a timer on their phone just to observe how long it takes for that urge to go away. Just so they can just be more mindful about how they're working. So that's a fun approach and just a fun way to think about it of, hey, just notice it. Don't be like, oh crap, an urge is here. What am I going to do? Just go, I see it. I hear ya. See you later. So those are my thoughts. That's it.
Yeah, that's huge. And I think that that goes exactly along with Stop, Challenge, Choose, which we haven't really talked about on this Zoom yet, but you guys should have watched a video or gotten an email about so far. If you haven't, feel free to go into the back end of the website and check that out. It's basically when you're getting an urge, you just stop and you acknowledge it. And you say, just like Kurtley said, you know, do I want to eat fast food to get rid of this urge, or do I want to do something else to get rid of this urge? And what's exciting about that is when you choose something else, you actually start to reprogram your neural pathways in your brain, which gets us into habit loops, which are what is going to be talked about this next week on the program. And I think that's where like the really, really exciting changes actually happen, is when you can start following through with those new actions, those new activities or distractions or whatever it is. If you can not eat sugar, not eat fast food to get rid of those urges and create a new neural pathway in your brain, that's where you actually make lasting change. So,
yeah, that's super cool. I love going into that. So you guys are going to enjoy it next week.
Yeah. Did anybody have any like challenges they wanted to talk through with us this week, or questions for us?
Okay.
Cool.
I'm good. You're good, Rennie.
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. We'll just be a short one. Oh, Halloween, you guys. Okay. I'm going to go through a few tips. For Halloween, the biggest thing is don't get Halloween candy this year. Unless you know that you can have it in your house and it doesn't affect you. For me, I like having sugar, but I hate feeling like eating too much of it, and having it in my environment, it's a lot easier for me to eat too much of it. And so to make it simple for you, some ideas. What about your kids? This is what you do. So there's a lot of fun ideas. Instead of buying Halloween candy, you'll do toys. And so I have a friend, there's this really popular light thing that you put on your finger and you go like this and you just press a button, there's a lighter on it. And so it is just like all the rage with kids right now, apparently. And she ordered a bunch from Eastern Trading Company, something like that. Does that sound familiar? It's some trading company online that's like, that you can order. And I can get the exact, I'll post it where she got it. So those are those sticky things. Just find fun toys, and I'll probably post a list of what she said, because this mom that was teaching me like is an expert with this, and she had all these really, really fun treats to make with her kids that were not so focused on sugar. So she got a pear and she decorated like a witch, things like that. Okay, so you can easily Google like healthy Halloween ideas for your kids. And the other thing is, you go trick-or-treating that night. For her, she actually would rather have her kids stay home and have a party with her. And they do a barbecue, or they do like soup and bread bowls, and they invite their neighbors over. So it's like a big party instead of their kids going out trick-or-treating. But if your kids do go trick-or-treating, then they recommend doing the Halloween, what's it called? The magic pumpkin or something like that. And so your kids pick like however many you decide, it might be their age, of what candy they want to keep. And then the rest they put on the doorstep that night, and the magic pumpkin comes and takes the candy away and leaves it with an activity or something that they've been wanting. You know, maybe it's a toy or whatever. So that's a fun way to get sugar out of your house pretty quickly and not make it so centered about candy for Halloween, because that's like what it is. And some dentists actually will pay you money if you bring candy to them.
I was gonna say, if worst comes to worst, just buy your kids candy back. You know,
Yeah.
if it's that important to you, and if it's that, you know, if you really are gonna have a hard time avoiding eating it and you don't want to eat it, just buy it back. You know,
Yeah.
Any of those ideas are amazing.
And then throw it away. I had a girl last year, she video recorded herself throwing her Halloween candy away.
I'm not even kidding. Last night, my husband and I stopped by Target and we were walking around. There's a Halloween section, of course, and all the costumes. And there was just like rows and rows and aisles of candy. And I felt a trigger, you guys, just walking by it. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. I think it's just like this, it's just crazy. So.
Well, and I have to say that I am eating sugar right now, but I'm in control, you know? And that's how I choose it. So like, it doesn't affect me that much when I eat it right now. And maybe that will change. And so I'll be more strict. But I eat it in a way that I like don't feel like crap and I feel completely in control. And so that's from my side. And Rennie has bad reactions to sugar.
Yeah, it definitely affects me more strongly than it does Kurtley. But I think we haven't talked about moderation and abstainers. Maybe we can talk about that next week. We do talk about it in our emails, I think. But we're pretty different in that way. And I feel like that makes us a good team in terms of just like helping people. There are people who can eat one piece of chocolate or one M&M and be fine, you know? And if you can get to that level of intuitive eating, I think that's really, really, really powerful. So,
yeah. It's all about just figuring yourself out and not getting mad at yourself or feeling guilty or whatever. Guilt is the best way. If you want to be addicted to something, then add guilt to whatever you're doing. And that was really mind-opening to me. It's like, oh, well, no wonder it was so much harder for me to get off of certain foods because I kept on feeling guilty that I was eating it. And then it's kind of like your brain rebelling and saying, well, I'm going to have more of it since that's bad, you know, because it's attaching labels. So when you can get rid of that and truly feel free and being like, okay, I'm just experimenting, that helps you function better. And Lizzie said there's a billboard near Salt Lake that talked about how you could donate your sugar. That's cool. Or your candy. I haven't seen that, but that's awesome. I bet you could Google that too. So, okay. Thank you for getting on and watching it and being here live or watching the replay. If you haven't talked with your coach for a while, reach out to them or whatever. And so you can be on the same page or get more help for where you're at right now. So hope you're doing great. And then quick reminder to fill out the survey that we sent you. We'll totally.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So. Thank you so much, you guys.
Okay. We'll see you later.
Happy Monday. Bye.
Bye.